Hey guys, Adam Neufeld here again. For those of you who don't know me, I run my own strength and conditioning class at the Y for the last 4 or 5 years. I'm a certified personal trainer, and I'm just finishing my 4th year in medical school at the U of S. And I've been strength training for a long time, and I felt like maybe making a video to help provide an overview of exercises and things you can do during the pandemic may be helpful. I'll make other videos as well, but this one I think, rather than give you specific exercises, sets and reps and techniques and stuff, I think what may be more beneficial is just to give you an overview or a framework, I guess, to work in terms of exercising during the pandemic, when a lot of us don't have our organized sports, when the Y isn't open and we can't engage in lifting weights, in martial arts and Zumba and yoga and other stuff that we love to do. So hopefully this helps. I think in general for lower body, to maintain and or gain strength, I'd probably recommend basically 1, maybe 2 exercises. Rather than work on squats, which are difficult to load, when you don't have barbells and weights and other stuff. Lunges or unilateral variants of squats tend to be a lot more beneficial. So if you're able to get your foot up on a couch or a chair, or if you're outside and you have a strip of grass, you can do some walking lunges. Those are going to be a really, really good bang for your buck. Think higher reps. Because we don't have the weight, we're not able to load it and increase the intensity. You have to make up for that with more volume. So for most people, I'd recommend 50 to 60 reps in total. Usually that works out to about 3 sets across of 15 to 20 reps per set. So it's pretty challenging. If you've been doing it for longer and you're an intermediate and or advanced athlete or weightlifter, you may require 70 to 80 reps. If you're advanced, probably in the 100 to 200 even rep range. Myself, I've been doing this for quite a long time, and I'm up in the 150 to 200 rep range now, and without any weights at all, that amount of reps really pushes the legs, but it also engages the glutes, the hamstrings, the core and lower back. It really works a chain of muscles, which is more beneficial in my mind when you don't have equipment available than isolation. Isolation exercises, that is. As an extension of lower body, I like to think of core exercises and abdominal work as lower body exercises because they tend to carry over very well to those. You can do sit-ups and stuff, but what may be more beneficial is side planks, leg lowers, ab wheel rollouts, things like that. Stuff that really utilizes the lower abdominal muscles, the obliques and the lower back, as opposed to the rectus just in front. So pick 2 or 3 abdominal exercises. If you do have an ab wheel or you do have kettlebells or sandbags or anything like that at home, awesome. I've been outside doing workouts with pulling sleds, sandbags, bands, and it's amazing. It feels really, really good to push myself hard, given that I don't have access to the Y where I love to go and to do my strength training. So I recognize most people don't have that kind of gear, and most of this stuff will have to be body weight. So that's basically what I'm trying to help prescribe is some lower body weight or lower body exercises that can be done without weights. For upper body, I think there's probably about 3, maybe 4 exercises that I'd highly recommend giving a try. Obviously, push-ups are fundamental. They challenge 3 or 4 chains of muscles: the chest, upper back, triceps and shoulders, as well as core and even lower body if you engage properly. Dips are another variation which target the same muscles in general that carry over to the push-up. But for most of us, I think what may be more beneficial, rather than spending time on pushing, is to focus on pulling exercises. A lot of us have imbalances in the shoulder blades, rotator cuff injuries, shoulder impingements or pain in the shoulders, and most of that comes from an imbalance between pushing and pulling. In general, I'd recommend a 2-to-1 or even a 3-to-1 ratio between your pulling and pushing, meaning that if you're doing 30 to 50 repetitions on a push-up, you'd aim for somewhere between 80 and 150 reps on a pull. Or a row, for example. That might sound like a lot, but the muscles in the back respond very differently and they require quite a bit more volume. So hopefully that helps. I think a lot of people will benefit from focusing on pulling exercises. When you row, when you're doing that, pull the shoulder blades back and pull with the elbow. Whether it's a paint bucket or a band, or you find something you can pull. What I've been doing in the park is setting up a band around some of the light posts, and that's actually been working really well. Another amazing exercise, if you could only choose one and you have the space to do it, this is what it would be, is a bear crawl. And it's pretty brutal. It's a love-hate for everybody. I've offered these or suggested them in my fitness class fairly regularly because it challenges literally every muscle in the body, especially the upper body. and it builds stability and strength in the upper body and the shoulders. Basically, you get onto your hands and feet as if you're about to do a push-up or you're in a plank position, and you walk like a bear on your hands and your feet for distance or for time or whatever it is you choose. Usually, you'll be going for about 20-30 seconds and it starts to get really hard. Once you get to that point, push it for another 20-30 seconds if you're able. Stop, take a break, and repeat it maybe 4 or 5 times. That exercise is going to give you everything and more than what a push-up, a row, a dip, any of those would do. So strongly recommend the bear crawl. That's basically it. For lower body and upper body, it doesn't take much. Keep it simple. Think really high repetitions. We have to make up for the inability to load the exercises in terms of intensity by adding more volume. And that'll help us build muscle, maintain strength, so that when you go back to the Y or your sports, whatever it is you're missing out on right now, you won't have lost a step. I guarantee you, if you push those hard, 40 to 60 reps on the upper body and 100 to 150 or so on the lower body over 1 or 2 exercises, you'll find it's very challenging.